Nobody is handing you a routine. No boss, no time clock, nobody telling you when to start and when to stop. It is all on you. And that freedom, it's the best part of this job. But it can also be the thing that quietly runs you into the ground if you're not careful. Welcome to Off the Memory Card, the podcast where photographers talk about everything but taking photos, because photography is only 10% photos and 90% building a life and business you love. I'm Kathleen Burns. Let's dive in. It's the end of August and I just dropped my son off for his first full week back at school. 5 days a week now. The summer trips are done. The pool is basically closed for us. And those slow, lazy summer mornings, gone. And you know what's funny? I'm actually kind of excited about it. Now, don't get me wrong, I loved getting to sleep in the summer. And by sleep in, I mean 7 o'clock, maybe 7:30. Look, I'm not out here trying to sleep until noon. Those days are long gone. But at least I didn't have that 6 a.m. alarm screaming at me every single morning. That part was nice. But here's the thing. I think I'm ready for some routine again. So that's what I'm going to talk about today. The end of summer, getting back to a schedule, and why being smart with your time matters so much when you work for yourself. Because here's where I'm at. Summers, they're a little slower for my business. So I was able to keep up with editing and catch my breath. But now that fall and holiday schedule is already filling up, I know I need to be smart with my time. Opportunity season is coming and it always comes fast. Now, before I walk you through my day, I want to say this right up front. Everyone's life looks different. Your schedule, your season, your family, your business, none of it is going to look exactly like mine. And honestly, even my day doesn't always look like my day. Things change, stuff comes up, so take what's helpful and leave the rest. I'm just going to pull back the curtain on a typical day for me in case it sparks an idea or two for you. So let's start first thing in the morning. I drop Benji off just after 7 o'clock and head back home, and the very first thing I do, make my coffee, non-negotiable. By about 7:30, coffee in hand, I'm ready to actually start my day. And here's how I start it. With the boring stuff. I spend about an hour just catching up. Emails, messages, getting things updated in QuickBooks, expenses, invoices, mileage, all of it. Basically, I start my day being my own secretary. Is it glamorous? No. Does it light me up? Also no. But wearing all the hats is part of this gig. And I would so much rather knock the boring stuff out early than let it pile up and haunt me all week. Then comes the part I'm actually excited to get back to, the gym. I'll be real with you, being consistent at the gym in the summer is hard. Even though I did get a little better this past summer than I usually do, I would not call it consistent, not even close. But here's what I've learned about myself. I need a class. An actual class with a start time where people are expecting me. Because if I don't have that, I tell myself, oh, I'll go right after I finish this one thing. But then that one thing takes twice as long, or I get distracted by something else. And, well, you can probably guess how that story ends. I never make it. The class holds me accountable in a way I just cannot hold myself. So the classes I like start at 9 o'clock. So after that first hour of secretarial work, I get ready and head out. I'm aiming for at least 3 days a week right now, but trying to do more this year. So that class is about an hour, and then I come home, grab a quick bite, shower, get ready for the day, and try to be back at my desk in my home office by noon. From there, I've got about an hour and a half to edit before it's time to go pick Benji up from school. And okay, confession. We almost always stop for ice cream on the way home. Don't judge me. So then we have a couple of hours before I have to head out for my evening shoot. So that time is a little bit of everything. Hanging out with him, finishing up any editing that still needs done. Then I meet Jeremy at the studio, and depending on the session, we either set up here or head out together for an on-location shoot. We usually get home somewhere between 6 o'clock and 7:30, just depends on the shoot. And in the evenings, I really try not to work. When I can help it, that is time just for family. That's a boundary I work really hard to protect. Oh, and one more thing. We don't do photo shoots on Wednesdays, and we keep that as our little midweek break. I think everybody needs a breather in the middle of the week. And honestly, rest, it's part of being productive. So that is my day. And like I said at the top, yours is going to look completely different. And that is exactly how it should be. Maybe you don't have a Benji to drop off. Maybe mornings aren't your thing and you do your best work at night. Maybe your gym is a walk around the block. It doesn't matter. The point isn't to copy my schedule. The point is to have a schedule. Because here's what I know for sure. When you work for yourself, nobody is handing you a routine. No boss, no time clock, nobody telling you when to start and when to stop. It is all on you. And that freedom, it's the best part of this job. But it can also be the thing that quietly runs you into the ground if you're not careful. So the summer's over, opportunity season is coming, and my calendar is already filling up. So being smart and intentional with my time isn't a nice to have anymore. It's kind of the whole game. And I'll leave you with this. It's not about being rigid. It's about being proactive instead of reactive. Things will change. Some days will blow up completely, and that's fine. But having even a loose routine to come back to, that's what keeps me productive and on top of things instead of constantly playing catch up. So as we head into fall, I want to encourage you to take an honest look at your own days. Not to schedule every minute, but just enough to give yourself some rhythm. Your future self, in the middle of the holiday rush, will thank you. If this one was helpful, would you be so kind to leave me a nice review? It helps my podcast grow, and I would appreciate it. That is it for today. I'll see you next week. Be kind, work hard, stay humble. Thanks for listening to Off the Memory Card. Don't forget to subscribe. And if you'd like some more support on your photography journey, head over to usethatcamera.com.